Welcome, everyone. We want you to celebrate a world of flavors during the month of March because it is National Nutrition Month. So come and celebrate with us. We're having several workshops this month to introduce people to nutrition, as well as the variety of different flavors and herbs and spices that you can use to make your food taste good and also be healthy. We want to focus on a couple of different things during our workshops this month. We're going to be providing information on habits that promote healthful eating. We're going to explain ways to eat a variety of nutritious foods and kind of give you more information about what we mean when we say celebrate a world of flavors when you're planning your meals and your snacks. So take a moment and think to yourself, what does healthful eating mean to you? Oftentimes people think different things. It could mean that it means eating at home. It could be eating more fruits and vegetables. It could be eating smaller portions. It could be so many different things. So we want to kind of get an idea in your head of when I say the words healthful eating, what it means to you. And again, it's okay that it can be a variety of different things because we are all individuals. We are all different from each other. And that's why we want to celebrate all of our differences this month and talk to you about flavoring your food and still enjoying it while it's healthy. So thinking about some of those healthy foods or healthful eating, we think about foods from different food groups. There are 5 food groups. Of course, one of the things that you notice about this particular slide is the bright colors of fruits and veggies. We want that bright colors because it's giving us a variety of different nutrients. It's giving us fiber, it's giving us vitamins, it's giving us minerals. And it's not just the fruits and vegetables. All 5 of the food groups are extremely important, and we need all 5 of them to be considered healthy. When you're eating dairy and protein, you want to focus on foods that are low in fat, in lean protein, in lower or reduced fat dairy products. When we're looking at our grain category, we want it to be a whole grain. We want to make sure you're getting all of the nutrients, all of the fiber, and that you're eating less processed stuff, because the more it's been processed, the more it's taking some of that good stuff out. And we want a variety of it. We don't want you to eat the same foods over and over and over again. Not only does that get boring, but certain foods only provide certain nutrients. So you could be deficient in multiple nutrients because you're not eating a variety of different types of foods. So eat foods from all 5 of the food groups. Incorporate your own personal cooking style, your own cultures and flavors and herbs and spices and whatever traditions you have in your family or in your culture. Making sure that you're reading the nutrition labels are extremely important too. Sometimes it's not what we're eating, it's how much of it we're eating or what we're doing to it as well. So reading the nutrition labels can help us kind of be label detectives and help determine if what we're putting in our body is good for us, if it's high in fat or salt or sugar, and if it's high in the nutrients that we want to receive. So here is the nutrition label. When I tell you to read the label, this is what I'm talking about, the nutrition facts label. And this is one of the newer updated labels. The labels changed a couple of years ago, but it took a couple of years for all the manufacturers to switch over. So you might still see some labels that are looking a little bit different. But when you're looking at the new labels, we always start from the top to the bottom. One of the things you noticed about the new labels is it's a little bit bigger and bolder when it talks about the number of calories, as well when it tells you what the serving size is. In this particular label, it tells me that the serving size is 1 cup and that there are 2 servings per container. So if I eat the entire box or can or bag or whatever this is, I'm going to get 2 cups of the serving, and I'm going to get twice as much of all of this stuff below it. So double the amount of calories, double the amount of whatever. And this particular label tells me that if I eat the serving, this is what I'm going to get. And if you look over to the right side of the label, it tells you if you eat this entire container, this is what you're going to get. You always want to look at the fat, the salt, and the sugar. The fat, you want to look for the type of fat. We want to stay away from saturated fat and trans fat. The salt is when it says sodium, that's referring to the salt. We want it to be as low in salt and saturated fat as possible. And the sugars. It's okay if it has natural sugars, because that means it probably has fruit or something in it like that. But we want to look below that line where it says including added sugars, because this means that this product is, they just took a bag of sugar and poured it in here. We want this to be as low as we possibly can when we're looking at our labels. And we want it to be as high as we possibly can of all the nutrients that are under that big black line right there. So it shows you the little areas of where we want you to look at there. When you're planning your meals and your snacks, it helps to just plan whatever you can, start small. So if you can only plan one meal a week or one meal a day or a couple of snacks, or maybe you're going to only plan 3 meals, anything you can do to help, set a plan aside, you're more likely to achieve that and follow through with that plan. So choosing healthy recipes, if you need help finding different recipes, or if you have certain health conditions that you need to take into consideration, we can help provide information for you or direct you in the right place. I always recommend using a grocery list to shop for nutritious foods, because if I don't have a grocery list, I'm going to buy things I don't need. And I'm probably going to buy some stuff that smells good and looks, delicious to eat, but probably is full of calories, fat, sugar, and salt. And you need to make good choices when you're away from home. So it's not just when I'm, eating at my house. We are often tempted when we're eating out, whether it's splitting a recipe with someone, getting a smaller portion, getting a vegetarian option, putting the sauces and the sides, getting healthy sides, but putting the sauces and the dressings on the side. There's a variety of different ways to be healthy when you're eating away from home. But when you're creating your own foods at home, we have information and classes that we can provide to help teach you basic cooking and meal prep skills, and help you learn a little bit about different herbs and spices so that you can try new flavors and experiment with new foods that maybe you haven't eaten before. And we always encourage you to invite friends and family over to help taste your new creations and help them eat healthy when they're away from home as well. So this is what the My Plate looks like when we put food on it. We want half of your plate to be fruits and veggies, 1/4 of it to be grains. We'd like that to be whole grains as much as possible. We would like the protein to be lean protein. And then we do have a little section so you can have some dairy products as well. So when you're celebrating a world of flavors this month, plan different meals based upon recipes from other cultures. We're going to be having workshops throughout the month that we're going to talk about, and we're going to share different recipes from different cultures and try some new foods. You can try new fruits and vegetables. We're almost at the point where things are starting to come in season. Give it a couple more weeks, another month or so, and new fruits and veggies will be back in the gardens, will be back at the farmers markets and even the grocery stores at cheaper price than when it's not in season. And cooking with a lot of different ingredients, different flavors, taking the same, boring chicken and cooking it multiple different ways. It'll provide different textures, different colors, and it'll give you that variety so you won't get bored with your meals and you'll want to eat them. You'll want to eat the leftovers because it's a new change and it's a variety and it's tasty. Start off right in the morning. You can vary your breakfast to include favorites from all around the world. So we've got information on the Mediterranean way of eating on our medinsteadofmeds.com website. I try to put new different articles every week in the Courier Times and the Oxford Ledger, which are local newspapers that you can check out. And I do post those on our extension websites as well. But don't forget the My Plate. The myplate.gov website has a variety of different resources, recipes, information. If you are struggling with a particular food group, then they can give you tips to help you get more of, fruits or more of vegetables if that's your issue, or tell you some good different whole grains you might not be aware of. There are different registered dietitian nutritionists around in the community. Sometimes you have to get your doctor to recommend you to a specialist. Some of them are also at the local hospitals, or they have, a lot of times your local insurance will let you see or speak to a registered dietitian free of cost, maybe through your insurance company. So check with your insurance company to see maybe they can refer you to one, or they have one in-house that they can kind of do a telehealth conference call with you and give you some tips and tricks and things to try. And they can even find one that specializes if you have any specific chronic conditions as well. They are really good about getting personalized nutrition information to you so that you can meet your health goals and make a healthier change in this month as well. If you need specific, details about finding a nutrition expert, maybe around the area, you can always go to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics website at eatright.org. And they have a lot of good information, recipes, handouts, fact sheets, all those kinds of things. So no matter which language you speak, we want you to celebrate a world of flavors this month during March. Again, I'm Jennifer Brown, a Family Consumer Science Extension Agent with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service and Person and Granville counties. You can follow me on a variety of social media on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And my handle is @PersonGranvilleFCS.